Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to get into something, well, you encounter it every single day, probably without realizing it.
Uh-huh.
Factoids.
Factoids, yeah.
They can be, anything from like fun trivia
Right.
to, like those straight up false things that people think are facts.
Yeah, they're sneaky little things.
They really are.
The word factoid is so interesting, right? Because it can be just like a true, simple fact.
Yeah.
Or something that's, just repeated so often that people think it's true and it's actually not.
So why do we do that? What makes us latch onto these factoids, especially the false ones?
Well, I think it's more than just, loving trivia or being lazy.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of psychology going on there.
Uh-huh.
Think about confirmation bias.
Okay.
We gravitate towards information that kind of backs up what we already believe.
Yeah.
Even if, that belief isn't really on solid ground.
We're basically making echo chambers in our own minds.
Exactly.
Right.
And then you have the backfire effect.
Backfire.
Yeah, so when someone, comes at you with evidence that contradicts your beliefs, like your cherished beliefs,
Yeah.
you double down, you cling even tighter to that factoid.
Even though it's wrong?
Yeah, it's almost like our brains see that correction as an attack.
Oh, interesting.
And it makes you just dig in your heels,
Yeah.
Like, nope, I'm not changing my mind.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is like an attack. Like
Yeah.
our source material actually talked about it like an astronaut.
Oh, yeah.
Looking back at Earth and suddenly realizing like everything they thought they knew about the planet
Whoa.
might be wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of unsettling.
It is unsettling.
Have your whole worldview like challenged like that.
Totally.
And then think about like when these factoids are spread by people we trust,
Ooh, that's a good point.
influencers or, people with these huge platforms. Suddenly, it's not just like harmless fun anymore.
Yeah.
It can really shape opinions.
And actions. Yeah.
On a big scale.
Big scale. That's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Which is why I think our source brought up that quote from Ida B. Wells.
Oh, yeah, a good one.
The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them.
Ooh, I like that.
But like, how do we turn on the light
Yeah.
without, alienating people in this world of like echo chambers and really entrenched beliefs?
That is the million-dollar question.
It is.
It really is. But our source material also talks about patience and respectful dialogue,
Right.
It's about bringing people toward the truth, not forcing it on them.
Yeah, it's not about like winning an
And
argument.
it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's about helping people to look at information critically,
Exactly.
especially if it, fits in a little too well with what they already think.
Totally.
You can't just like flip a switch and expect someone to just abandon a belief,
Right.
especially if it's, really important to how they see themselves.
Yeah, it's part of their identity.
But if you can like start a thoughtful conversation,
Yeah.
you can, make them question things a little bit.
Yeah. Plant those seeds of doubt.
Encourage them to, maybe look for better information.
Right. Exactly.
So to wrap all of this up, we've learned that factoids
These little factoids.
can be both, harmless
Mhm.
and really harmful.
Yeah.
And they can change how we see the world.
They really can.
And they take advantage of our biases, and it's so easy to spread them.
Especially now with everything online.
Every-
It's just boom, it's everywhere.
So what can we do about this?
Well, I think if you know how they work and
Yep.
you're willing to talk to people openly and respectfully,
Uh-huh.
you can push back against misinformation.
And help other people do the same.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a group effort.
It is.
It's all of us working together.
Yeah, think about, what beliefs you have that you would never question.
Oh, wow.
Are they based on, actual evidence, or could they be factoids?
Ooh, good point.
And how can you shine that light of truth,
Yeah.
like H.P. Wells said? But do it in a way that brings people together, not divides them.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.